Evolution of Student Learning, a Historical Perspective. Today, I would like to discuss the topic of student learning and how it has evolved over time. Let's define learning and information before discussing education's history. Information is used to learn knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Education has changed over time, and so has information. Let's look at these three examples. Number 1. Johannes Gutenberg's printing press in 1440 revolutionized knowledge dissemination. It mass-produced books, making them cheaper and more accessible. Gutenberg 1455, Gutenberg Bible. Number 2. The Industrial Revolution in the late 18th and early 19th centuries changed how people worked and lived. Textbooks and lectures standardized education. 2014 Baines and Potts, Social and Political Movements, Wiley Blackwell Encyclopedia. Number 3. The digital age, internet, and digital technology have transformed schooling anew. Online resources provide a variety of knowledge, making learning more personalized and interactive. 1998. Topscott Internet Generation. Many influential figures have stressed the importance of education and learning. Education transforms, as Nelson Mandela, Malala Yousafzai, and Michelle Obama have said. Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." 1994 to Freedom. John Dewey, a philosopher, believed education should focus on inquiry and problem-solving rather than knowledge. Dewey thought active citizens needed critical thinking. Now what? How can we give our pupils the finest education? Ask yourself these rhetorical questions. We must accept that education is not one-size-fits-all and adapt to new technologies and instructional approaches. Let's move on to theater performance academics. As a university acting student, I believe that art involves expressing oneself and connecting with the audience emotionally. This cannot be attained through rote learning or standardized testing. In this regard, academic essays and exams should not be the main indicators of student learning. Instead, we should absorb and communicate the information's wisdom to deepen our comprehension of the module. As an acting student, I should connect with my audience, elicit emotions, and bring my character to life. Let me tie this to some great individuals that excelled in this process, even though they dropped out of university. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, who dropped out of college, succeeded because they possessed the passion, vision, and desire to express themselves and their ideas artistically. So, if I want to express myself and my vision and feelings as a human being, and strongly connect to drama and acting performance, how can a university help me? A nurturing environment that fosters creativity, critical thinking, and self-expression is the answer. Critical thinking in education is crucial to our kids' success. Academic and career success require critical thinking. It requires analysis, evaluation, and evidence-based judgments. Critical thinking has always been valued in education. Socrates, a Greek philosopher, was known for his probing questions that made his students doubt their beliefs. In his writings, 13th century philosopher Thomas Aquinas stressed reason and critical thought. The 17th century scientific method revolutionized knowledge. Scientists began using empirical facts and logical reasoning to evaluate nature. This method has yielded several scientific and technological advances. In the 21st century, information is much more abundant and varied. The internet has given us access to an unprecedented amount of information, but most of it is unconfirmed or purposely deceptive. Students need information navigation skills. We know education has changed over time. Information has evolved from rote learning to technology-driven education. Despite these changes, education remains vital to progress and development. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.